So something I find kind of sad, at least in this moment, is I don't know. I wouldn't say that I guess I realized it, but at least a moment ago I thought, and I don't know, maybe I'll have this thought again later. But you can't really tell people, um, depending on what it is, you can't really tell people how you think about other people. You know, and it makes you feel sad because we all know that people say things not because it's what they actually think of you. It's more so of their perspective of you in the moment. You know, people call you weird or creepy or odd, but that's from their limited perspective of you. But they don't understand why you are the way you are, how you became the way you became. You know, imagine going from relationship to relationship throughout your entire life. Let's say you're 1 year past your mid-20s, or I guess partly partly through a year just after your mid-20s, and you've had at least 5 or 6 relationships, you know, that have ended specifically. Actually, no, I think it's more like 10 to 11 probably. I don't know, 10 to 15. Let's say you think about you think about each one of those people. Maybe not often. Maybe it's every once in a while, you know, but you remember them, or at least you remember how you fucked up. Most of them, you remember their names, you remember their faces, and you think about the life you didn't have. You think about how the life you have now exists because you didn't have the life you could have had, the lives you could have had. Also, think about how when you do find someone, you have those living a life together, living a life together fantasies about, you know, which is something I think everyone does. It's impossible for people to just not do that, in my opinion. Doesn't make sense. You think about them and then you mentally fixate on them, you know. Obviously, it's not the same type of fantasy for every person you fixate on, but it's in the same realm. Some people it's lifelong friends, some people it's lifelong partnerships, in a romantic way. Alongside all of that, you think about the movies you've seen, the fantasies that have spawned from moments of seeing things in movies. You know, and all of it is jumbled around inside a brain filled with trauma and worry and anxiety and doubt and all the negative things you've heard about yourself, you know? Which oddly enough is maybe only two handful of things, with most of them just being repeated through the years by different people for varying reasons. Reasons that you'll never know. And as time goes on, you meet different people and you grow more and more worried about essentially reintroducing yourself to newer people because you're afraid of it being just like the past. So you constantly feel like you're hiding yourself, afraid of truly expressing everything. Because you know you can't. You know? You know you really can't. All you really have is yourself. Even when you don't, you're still new. And maybe when you die, the people you've come up with in your head, they'll be there. And you can talk to them. They won't ever think anything's wrong with you. They're a product of the person you hate so much. You know? Hmm. You know? That's it. Yeah. Thank you for listening.